Many people ask a simple question. Does the Vatican hide secrets? Secrets that could change how we see the world? Popular books and movies certainly think so. They paint a picture of a powerful institution guarding explosive truths, lost gospels, hidden prophecies, secret treasures that could rewrite history itself, claims of proof of alien life. This could be true claims. It knows what Jesus really looked like. The myth or not is a powerful one. It says the Vatican keeps a secret library. This library is filled with books that would change history. Some people believe it holds hidden gospels that contradict the Bible. Others think it has proof of lost civilizations like Atlantis. The idea is that the Church is hiding knowledge that would undermine its own authority. This image of a locked vault containing forbidden truths is common in popular culture. It suggests a massive, centuries-long conspiracy to control information and manipulate beliefs around the world. The fact, however, is more ordinary. The Vatican secret archives do exist. They contain millions of old documents. But they are not entirely secret in the way the myth suggests. The name can be confusing. The Latin word secretum is better translated as private or personal. It refers to the Pope's private archives, not a collection of forbidden secrets. For over a century, these archives have been open to qualified scholars. Researchers who meet the requirements can request access to many files. They can study papal letters, diplomatic records, financial ledgers. Of course, not everything is open. This is often for practical reasons. Very old and fragile documents need to be preserved. They cannot be handled by just anyone. Other documents are kept private to protect people's reputations. For example, records of confessions' modern personnel files are not public. There's also a general rule. Documents aren't released until about 75 years old. This is common practice in many national archives. It is not unique to the Vatican. It allows history to be studied from a distance. So, while the name sounds mysterious, the reality is more mundane. The Vatican's secret archives are a vast historical resource. They are used by scholars from all over the world. These researchers have published thousands of books and articles. So far, no one has discovered a lost gospel or proof of aliens. Instead, they have found detailed records about the history of the Church Europe and the world. The story of Fatima is famous in the Catholic world. In 1917, 3 children in Portugal said they saw the Virgin Mary. She supposedly gave them 3 secrets. The first 2 were revealed relatively quickly. Visions of hell, prediction about the end of World War I, prediction about the start of another war. The third secret, however, was kept under wraps by the Vatican for decades. This long silence created a powerful myth. Many people came to believe the Vatican was hiding something terrible. The myth said the missing part of the prophecy foretold a global apocalypse, a nuclear war, or even the end of the Catholic Church itself. The Vatican finally released the official text of the third secret in the year 2000. The text described a vision. It showed a bishop dressed in white walking through a ruined city. He and many other religious figures are then killed by soldiers. The Church's official interpretation was that this vision was a symbolic prediction. They said it referred to the persecution of Christians in the 20th century. Most specifically, they connected it to the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II in 1981. He believed the Virgin of Fatima had intervened to save his life. However, this official release did not end the speculation. Many people were not satisfied. A very popular myth claims that the Church deliberately removed books from the Bible. The story goes that these books contain dangerous truths. Perhaps they showed a different side of Jesus. Or maybe they challenged the power structure of the early Church. Books like the Gospel of Thomas, the Book of Enoch are often mentioned. The myth suggests that a council of powerful bishops met in secret. They voted on which books to keep and which to burn. The ones they banned were supposedly suppressed because they threatened the official version of Christianity. The real history is much more complicated and much less dramatic. There was never one single meeting where the Bible was created. The process took centuries. In the early years of Christianity, different communities used different sets of books. There were many gospels and letters circulating. Some were very popular in certain regions, but unknown in others. Over time, church leaders began to form a consensus. They favored the books that were most widely used. They also chose books that they believed were written by apostles or their close followers and that aligned with the core teachings of the faith. The books that were not included were not necessarily banned in the modern sense. Many simply fell out of favor. The Gospel of Thomas, for example, is a real ancient text. It contains a list of sayings attributed to Jesus. Scholars study it today. It gives us valuable insight into the diversity of early Christian thought, but it was not included in the New Testament. This is likely because it has a very different style and theological perspective: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. It was not part of a conspiracy, but a long process of selection. Here is a myth that has grown in the age of science fiction. The Vatican knows about aliens. It has evidence of extraterrestrial life and is hiding it from the public. Some versions of the story claim the Church has its own secret UFO files. Others point to the Vatican Observatory as a sign that it is secretly searching the stars for contact. Proponents of this myth sometimes quote priests or astronomers connected to the Vatican. These quotes are then twisted to sound like a confession. The reality is much more grounded. The Vatican does indeed have an observatory. In fact, it has two. One is located near Rome, and the other is in Arizona. The Vatican has a long history of supporting astronomy. Its astronomers are serious scientists. They conduct research and publish their findings in academic journals. Their work is part of the global scientific community. There is no evidence that they are hiding data or have made a secret discovery of alien life. If they found something, they would be expected to share it. It is true that some church leaders have talked about aliens. The director of the Vatican Observatory, for example, has said that believing in alien life does not contradict faith in God. Section 6. Myth versus fact. Jesus' true appearance. There is a persistent idea the Church hid the true appearance of Jesus. The most common Western image is a man with black skin, long black hair, a beard. The myth says, this image was created on purpose to make Jesus look European. Some claim the Church knew Jesus was black or another appearance and suppressed it to promote a Eurocentric Christianity. The factual reality: we have no idea what Jesus looked like. There are no descriptions in the earliest Christian writings. The Gospels are silent on the matter. Early Christians didn't create physical portraits. We have no contemporary paintings, statues, written descriptions. Making images was controversial for early believers. They feared idolatry, forbidden by the Second Commandment. Today's images are artistic interpretations, not historical records. Section 7. Myth versus fact. The Vatican and the Knights Templar. The story of the Knights Templar is filled with drama and mystery. Section 8. Myth versus fact. The Vatican's enormous wealth. The myth about the Vatican's wealth is simple and powerful. It says the Vatican is secretly one of the richest organizations on earth. People whisper about vast hidden reserves of gold. They imagine a huge stock portfolio and a global real estate empire. The myth paints a stark contrast with the Church's message of humility and service to the poor. Critics ask, why not sell treasures to end world hunger? That image of fabulously wealthy secrecy is persistent. The facts are much more complex. The Vatican is not a single entity. It's a collection of departments, funds, institutions. Vatican City State has its own budget. The Holy See has another. There are charities like Peter's Pence. For years, finances were opaque. That opacity helped myths grow. Under Pope Francis, there's been a push for financial reform and for much greater transparency. The Vatican does own valuable assets, priceless works of art, Michelangelo, Raphael, significant real estate in and around Rome, financial investments. Many assets are hard to value or sell. How much is St. Peter's Basilica, the Sistine Chapel? They're part of humanity's cultural heritage, not for sale. The Church sees itself as custodian, not commercial owner. Section 9. Conclusion. Seeking truth beyond the hype. We have journeyed through the most popular Vatican mysteries, secret archives, hidden prophecies, lost gospels, tales of immense wealth. In each case, a similar pattern emerges. A thrilling myth captures the public imagination. But factual reality is usually more complex and less sensational. The Vatican is not a simple institution, a 2,000-year-old religious body, a sovereign state, a cultural repository, a global bureaucracy. That complexity creates shadows where suspicion grows. The truth is rarely a single conspiracy. The Vatican Secret Archives, not truly secret, a private historical library open to certain scholars. The third secret of Fatima was released. Some remain unconvinced. The hidden books of the Bible are ancient texts studied by academics. The Vatican's wealth is significant but tied up in art and history. Often, the secrets are a product of long, complicated history. Its truth is likely not one explosive secret, but a vast, complicated story we are still trying to understand. Like, subscribe, support, and share to the greatness. 19 channel and click in the description box below for products and services.